Check that door for heat, Tim.
This is Hollywood's version of a backdraft where hot gases and smoke sit waiting for a breath of air to explode. Today, what remains of St. John's Lutheran Church in Sycamore sits as a testament that life does imitate art.
We don't see a backdraft explosion all that often.
Sycamore's fire chief says the February 9th explosion is the largest recorded backdraft in U.S. history. It actually began the day before, on February 8th, when firefighters battled their first fire here. It started in the church's pipe organ, but they thought it was out on Sunday night.
Now, it was on Monday afternoon when firefighters got another call for more smoke at the church that they got here and opened the back door, but then they felt the heat. The supervisor who was on the scene told everyone to back away, and the chief says that was a perfect instinct because just 3 minutes later, as the firefighters were walking alongside the church, it actually exploded.
It blew the roof off the structure. About a 16 by 20 section of 4-inch roofing came down into the lawn.
And it injured 2 firefighters. He says, though, those could have been deaths if it weren't for that caution that happened at the back door.
You have to remember we're very aggressive in our attack of a fire. We believe in getting inside and putting a fire out, so the first instinct is always to get inside and get after the fire.
Now the lessons learned in Sycamore will be learned throughout the country as this fire becomes a national case study. More than 100 firefighters die each year in the United States. The chief has faith that the lessons learned with this church fire will save lives. In Sycamore, Sean Lewis, WTVO Channel 17 News.
We realize that that's a building, but the church is the community of believers, and that's the congregation is intact and is probably stronger.
Sycamore, and coming up we'll tell you how church members are
St. John's Lutheran Church on South Main Street in Sycamore.
This will be one of the larger fires in the history of the town.
2 firefighters didn't walk away.
One has a broken leg. He's at Rockford. And the other had burns to the hand, and he's being treated at Kishwaukee Community Hospital.
Authorities say both were injured from flying debris when the roof collapsed.
The roof popped off and there's flames going everywhere.
When I got here, the flame was coming all through the roof and every place else.
It was a scene that could be seen for miles.
And they said they saw the smoke out in Malta, which is a good 20 miles away.
The first calls came in just before 5. You could see the disbelief in the faces of onlookers as they watched firefighters work the blaze.
This brings tears to my eyes. This is a historical place, and it's just devastating.
Firefighters say they were called to the church just yesterday for a problem in the motor of the pipe organ. It's unclear if this blaze is related to yesterday's call. The historic church seen here on a website photo is considered a Sycamore landmark. It had been here for more than 100 years. Tonight, the church is no more.
Well, we'll find a place to worship. We don't know where it'll be just yet, but we'll pull through and find a place.